Good afternoon. This is January 24th's Animail Newscast.
Hello, we will be hearing very sad stories of animal cruelty today.
Why would anyone want to do that to an animal?
I don't know, it's just ridiculous.
Animal cruelty is wrong and something should be done about it.
There's no doubt about that. For example, research shows that by 2022, if no action is done to help this, that 22% of all species will be extinct.
That is ridiculous. The world needs to do something about this. I just don't know how people could do that to animals. I don't think any animal deserves this.
It's so sad.
I agree. Let's take a look at letters that people send to us about how wrong this is. Animail time!
Dear Animail, recently there was an incident in the park. My neighbor and I were just taking a friendly walk on the trail when we heard a loud screech. It sounded like something was in pain. We quickly ran over to see what was happening. It was slightly dark, but we saw someone running off in the distance. My friend and I quickly ran after the person until we heard another alarming squeal right behind underneath us. As we looked down, there was a rabbit with its ears chopped off and slices down its back. We cautiously picked the bunny up and ran back to the car with it. We immediately drove it to the nearest vet, but sadly, it was too late. It is unbelievable how crazy some people truly are. The suspect was never found, but I thought I would write to you and the viewers to give awareness to animal cruelty and how harsh it really can be. Sincerely, Zoe Q.
It's so wrong. Poor little guy, but they're so cute. Why would someone do that? Rabbits deserve justice. We need to help report people who abuse animals. It is so wrong.
Abusing animals is definitely wrong. Wow, they have feelings too.
Did you know that animals in the circus are abused while trying to be trained? They're beaten, whipped, poked with sharp objects, and even burned to force them to perform.
That is insanely wrong. Here's a letter from a former circus employee talking about the abuse of animals.
Dear Animail, I recently worked at the circus and encountered the lion on a regular basis. When the lion wasn't listening, I was forced to take a hot spear and shove it into the lion's foot. The lion would screech in pain. I always felt so bad when I did. I'm writing this note to everyone to share what really goes on through an animal's mind. They're scared, hurt, and sad. Animals have feelings too. Help them, please. Embarrassed, Kyle J.
Aw, that is so sad. I feel so bad for them. I want to help. If you want to help donate money to shelters who help abused animals, call
1-800-STOP-ABUSE.
1-800-STOP-ABUSE.
Please call the number if you want to help or if you would like to help any animals being abused.
Yes, please. Did you know that 64.5% of animals abused are dogs? Here's a letter about a dog being abused. Dear Animal, my grandmother's old neighbor has 19 dogs. They were all in an extremely small cage and they never got fed or even watered. My grandma always went by after supper and they gave the dogs leftovers. But there was an illness that went around and sadly my grandma didn't make it. But one day, when I was cleaning out her house, I noticed that there were dead dogs lying in the cage. I went over and I saw how severely hungry they were. I went back to Grandma's and continued my work. Later that night, I looked outside, back at the dogs. There was a man who continually beating them with a stick. The dogs whined and whimpered, and my mom and I called 911. The cops came and the suspect was still there. They took him into custody and made him pay an $18,000 fine. Although he had a consequence, I feel like that wasn't enough. I hope everyone realizes cruelty is out there. Be aware and learn the signs. Help animals who don't have their own voice. My motto is be the voice of others when they can't speak for themselves. Angela K.
Wow, I can't believe anyone would ever do this.
It needs to stop.
Stop animal cruelty.
Now.
Please look at the slideshow of the sad and neglected animals and tell me you don't feel sorry for them when you see them.